Hey YouTubers, welcome back to Patriot Ridge Farm. So today, Peppa's two remaining, well, the only two that survived, the little Borlings, they went to a new home today. The feller come a couple weeks ago, looked at them. He wanted both of them. He said he would like to keep one intact, get one castrated. So I had him pick which one he want castrated. We castrated it. Told him, I said, give him a couple more weeks here. That way I know that he heals up and we can try to start on a weaning process and everything. So everything did great. And he come and got them today, no issues whatsoever. Got them loaded up, and he took them to their new home. We were talking. He is he's a farmer as well, and they do. I think he said over 1,000 meat chickens a year. He said like in season every Sunday they're processing chickens and stuff. And wow, um, but they have pigs and they have a greenhouse and everything like that. And just a super nice guy. But we got to talking and sharing stories and stuff like that, and our motivations are right across the board right there. They're pretty much the same, for more food security, more safety, more reliability. Know where our food comes from, being able to produce it for ourselves, so we're not just kind of stuck dependent on the whole system like everybody else is, or not everybody else. That's a broad brush, and so I tend to broad brush a lot of stuff, and I just do that descriptively. Um, but we were discussing all this stuff and just society in general. And it was funny because a little bit later after he left, I had to run to Walmart and I had to run to the farm store and everything. So while I was in Walmart, I ran into two of my friends that I hadn't seen in a pretty long time. And they it goes back to my years in emergency medical services. They were in EMS, they were in fire service and stuff. And I hadn't seen either one of them in a long time, many years. And we were talking, and both of them were like, "Yeah, this place is crazy. I hate being around all these kind of people. I hate to even leave the house anymore." And of course, you go to Walmart anytime, you're pretty much going to be inundated with a bunch of people in there. And that's what me and the feller was talking about here that bought the pigs, is that everything's just going downhill. Society is just going completely downhill, and to say we don't like people is a broad statement, just saying we just don't like the way people are anymore. We don't like the rudeness. We don't like where our society's gone to. We don't like the fact that things that are someone's fault based on a decision that is celebrated and encouraged, and just there's just so many things we were talking about, the reason we don't like society. And I've actually, multiple people that I've talked to, that I've met since I've gotten into this lifestyle, since I've made new connections and stuff, it's all the same across the board. Everybody's pretty much the same. And we can be on the complete opposite ends of political beliefs, who we support, how we view things, but we have so much more in common when it comes to lifestyle, farming, growing our own food, helping other people out. And we need to focus more on the things that bring us together, that we share in common. But this country is pushing so hard on division right now. So this isn't coming from one or two people who live an alternate lifestyle. And alternate, I use broadly. I'm not attacking any particular bunch. But people who live alternate lifestyles, who have different beliefs, who think different things. There is so much in common that so many of us would share if we would actually just take the time to talk to each other and learn about that, and avoid those topics in the beginning about what our differences are. They talk about diversity so much. Oh my God, diversity drives me crazy, because you know what? The only thing you're bringing to me, into my view and my perspective, when you talk about diversity, and you have to tolerate and you have to accept and you have to, what? The only thing that you're doing with that is you're making me to recognize whatever differences the other person has in their physical appearance, in their behaviors, in their lifestyles. You're just forcing that up front, and you're trying to make me identify that person based on their differences versus what we have in common. We're all human beings. Our skin color doesn't matter. It does not matter across any idea that would even think that a skin color separates us. It's cultural, okay? It's culture, it's beliefs, it's values. There are so many things that we have in common with people if we would just take the chip off our shoulder and just talk to each other. And I bring this up because we were talking, as we were standing there talking after we got the pigs loaded up and everything. It's just, it's scary to think how things are going, how they are. And, 2024, we're coming into a weaponized political system, a weaponized justice system. And I don't care who you're going to vote for, who you support. You can call me what you want to call me. I don't care. It's sticks and stones, baby. Sticks and stones. And, we have gotten to the point where, they have weaponized our justice system, weaponized politics to try to prevent the leading opponent from becoming president again. First time in history. They took Abraham Lincoln. 10 states took Abraham Lincoln off the ballot. Did you know that? Read your history. Read your history that hasn't been rewritten by a history revisionist who likes to remove all the bad shit and push, all the good stuff and the love and acceptance and the rainbows and the unicorn farts and the fairy dust. 10 states removed Abraham Lincoln from the ballot because they did not agree with what he wanted to do. And now we're starting to see that. Hello, Colorado. Y'all need to put that weed down for a little bit. I'm telling you. Love you guys, but damn. And that doesn't go against every resident of Colorado. That goes against the people who are doing this kind of stuff. And of course, it was individuals and a couple nonprofits that actually got that started. It was not the citizens. It was just a few fringe people. And that's what we're seeing. So more and more people are gaining power and traction in areas to push things that only they believe in to get accomplished. And while the rest of us are like, wait, what? How'd you do that? What's going on? Where'd this come from? Type of thing. So the bad thing is, and I'll echo this from I heard it somewhere, is that more and more people hate Trump more than they love their country. And you can't deny, you can't deny it. So not to get into politics, but anyways, that was one of the things that we were talking about. And we look at where all this comes from. So it comes from above. It comes from the people that are in power in this country. It comes from corporations. It comes from lobbyists. It comes from politicians. And we know 2024, with everything that's going on right now, with the lawsuits and the court cases and all this other stuff that's going on, you wait till the Supreme Court makes their decision. Because the Supreme Court's going to get involved in this, where they've taken him off the ballot and whether he actually participated, because the 14th Amendment was done after the Civil War to keep from Confederates from holding office. And they're trying to use that as the reason behind why they want him off the ballot. And you wait and see if it's a 50-50 shot. If they say that he is eligible to run and that January 6th was not an insurrection, which I don't believe it was. There's so much coming out right now, the videos, the thousands of hours videos and stuff like that. And I'm not taking a political stance here, but I'm just telling you from a reality standpoint, an objective, my perspective, 2024 is going to be a shit storm. And if you think I'm kidding you, you wait and see. 2020 was a picnic by yourself. 2024 is going to get crazy. But we have so much division, and that's what he and I were talking about, is that, a couple videos back where I did the what if video about the cyber attack on America, that China's got access and inserted malware into our critical infrastructure, and that Iran has infiltrated and tried to hack like water treatment facilities and everything. If you think that isn't like strategic genius, and I'm not giving them props, but I'm telling you, that strategy that they've used with everything going on in this country right now, the likelihood of a cyber attack occurring in 2024, bam. It's with everything going on, the weaponized political system, the weaponized justice system, the division that we have in this country, that is prime time for them to push that button and for that to happen. And we have to, as a community, come together. Where there is so much division now, we have to come together as a community. Because that's the only way we're going to survive that. People coming together. Now, the area that I live in, you see. There's a house. Oh, wrong side. Where's it at? Over here. Up that way. There. Okay, I'm backwards. So there's a house. About 3/4 of a mile across the hollow from me. We're not that sparsely populated, but there are others in the area. In my area, we have welders, we have mechanics, we have fabricators, we have healthcare people, we have farmers, so there is a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge and stuff in this area. And, whether you live in an area like that, where you live rurally and you have neighbors like that, or you live in a terrible, highly urbanized area where people are just going to, turn to animals within 24 hours. This is what's going to get us through as community. All of these people here will come together. We're growing food. We have eggs. We have chickens. We have this. They have that. They have livestock. They have a milk cow. They have tractors. They have, you just go down the line. We have so much to offer each other and to help each other out. And as well as I do, when the feces hits the oscillating device, the vast majority of our population is going to lose their absolute minds, and they're going to turn into animals in 24 hours. They're going to go from human to animal in 24 hours. And that's what we were talking about, is that, this community, the contacts, the connections that I've made since I've gotten into this, the people that I've met, again, we have so much more in common with politics put aside. And if we could do that in the event that something happens, that's the only way we're going to get through it. That is the only way. I would much rather have 100 people standing beside me, behind me, than I would me trying to be a lone wolf up here on the hill by myself. Now, I know I've talked about dropping trees across driveway when shit hits the fan type of thing. And that is true. I would absolutely do that. And that's just going to be for extra added safety and protection. That doesn't mean I can't get off my property. I can go down and I can help. And we can organize and we can help each other out. And that's what it's going to take. But, these people are so driven by emotions. And the people in power are just pushing that. They're just feeding those emotions. They're throwing gasoline on that fire and telling you, you need to burn more. It needs to burn more. And, that's where we get so much of the rhetoric and so much of the hate and so much of the division that comes from that. So, ultimately in the end, it's going to take community that's going to get us through all this. Hate to even talk about these things. So, I don't do it as like I'm predicting something. I'm just saying that the possibility is there, and the possibility grows all the time. We all have our different beliefs. We all have different values of how we were raised, where we were raised, and everything. And, there's some people out there, oh, you're a boomer, you're a boomer. I'm not a boomer. I'm not that old. But you can't try to present anything from your perspective because people don't want to hear that. They want to hear their opinion coming out of your mouth. And I don't have to agree with anybody. Nothing says I have to agree with anybody. Nothing says I have to tolerate anything. Nothing says that I have to accept anything. And that's where we need to stand, is on our beliefs, on our values, on our morals, and dig your heels in and make your stand right there. I don't want to argue and bicker with somebody. I'm not that kind of person. I hate to argue and bicker, and I don't like confrontation. I just as soon avoid it. I want to live out my days with my family, raise my critters, eat what we can grow, and just live my life. But you got people who just push and push and push and push. And they finally rip that scab off, and here it comes. Scorched earth. They're provoking it, and they're provoking your emotions from their emotions. And man, the people in power, the big corporations that push these agendas and everything, they see it and they know. The linchpin, there's like a line of linchpins out there. All it's going to take is for one of those linchpins to get pulled. It doesn't matter which one it's attached to, whether it's attached to, the politics, the left or the right, whether it's attached to LGBTQ, trans, whether it's attached to abortion, whether it's attached to any of that stuff. All it's going to take in 2024 is for somebody to pull that pen out. And that's what's going to start. So it is a couple days before Christmas. But it's funny to listen to other people who have these same thoughts, who see the same thing. And it's not because we're all a bunch of reclusive farmers, who just want to live off the land and grow our own and raise our own. We want to help people. We want to see people come together as a community, because the only way we're going to starve that system is if we come together. But that system, man, they are growing. They are fat cats. They are gobbling up everything that we're putting out at their encouragement. So I'll have to get all lovey-dovey or kumbaya all with everybody, but you know what? I have my difference of opinion with a lot of people. I have a lot of my own thoughts. I have a lot of my own opinions, and I'm allowed to have those. And you don't have to agree with me. But in the end, if you would need help, I don't care what color your hair is. I don't care how big an ear stretcher you have in your ear. If you need help, I'm more than likely going to help. But if you feel that I have to help you and you're entitled to my help and you present it like that, I'm going to walk away. And that's what we have to do. Stop identifying with your politics. Stop identifying with your lifestyle. Stop identifying with your skin color. Stop identifying with your culture. Be a damn human being. Being an American, because that's where you're at. American exceptionalism. Hillbilly Haven. We can throw it all out there. I don't care. You know, it's terrible. It's terrible. And we're letting these people do this. We're letting these people do this. And there are people out there gullible enough. I shouldn't say gullible. Maybe I should say that they're influential enough to get people to listen and follow. Hitler did the same thing. Hitler was a great orator. Hitler could get people just fired up. And look at what happened from that. I'm a terrible orator. I call things how I see it, and a lot of folks don't like that. But anyways, in the end, community is what's going to get us together. So you can disagree with me. You can get on here and call me names. I don't care. Sticks and stones, baby. I'm of that generation. Sticks and stones. So anyways, just, God, stop. Jesus. You wonder why I hate to go to Walmart or any place in public. And it's just because everybody just feels that they're the one, they're the special one, they're entitled, they're this, they're that. And broad brushing, again, you know, not everyone. Run into a lot of like-minded folks. And we don't care about politics, what differences we have on those. So anyways, Merry Christmas to you and yours. God bless you. Be ready for 2024, because it's going to get sporty. Get and stay prepared. Stay free. God bless y'all.